What's going on, y'all? Back at it again, another video. And coming another video comes another Bills week of football. Comes another Bills win. The Buffalo Bills defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 30-23 to move to 4-0 on the season. So I'm just going to do my usual bit here. Offense, defense, key points I really want to talk about. I'm going to try and keep this video at or around 10 minutes. I'm really going to try this time. I'm not going to ramble. And I hope that I can do that for the viewer's pleasure, because I feel like watching 20-minute videos, this isn't obviously too entertaining for the most part. So I want to just kind of get it over quickly, and I will be talking a little faster than usual and kind of just trying to get things really moving. So for the offense, what I really want to touch on, these are the key points I really want to get around to. So obviously Josh Allen, anything pertaining to Josh Allen. Then we have the receiver involvement, Devin Singletary's usage, as well as Brian Daboll's play calling. Then for the defense, I want to talk about the defense and how they had a couple ups and downs throughout the game. I want to talk about Bill's Twitter overreacting to how the defense was playing, Leslie Frazier being on the hot seat, Josh Norman's immediate impact, as well as Matt Milano's injury. So let's start with the offense. I mean, it's pretty easy to say Josh Allen, there's always something to talk about with this guy. He threw for 24 for 34 with 288 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air, and he had a touchdown on a sneak as well, giving him a touchdown on the ground. He was 12 yards away from another 300-yard game. There's really nothing bad you can say about Josh at this point. He's really getting the ball around to everybody. He's finding anybody he can, trusting all of his receivers. He's really starting to trust his arm downfield, and it's really great to see. One thing I really want to talk about, though, is how Josh Allen is kind of struggling. We've been saying this. It's a pertaining pattern we're starting to see. Josh Allen really doesn't know how to get rid of the ball yet. And until he gets to figure that out, when he really can't find anybody to throw to, he needs to get rid of the fucking football. In the third quarter, at one point, he was spinning around in the pocket, and then he was spinning around in the backfield for it felt like 30 seconds. It felt like eternity. Getting chased, and he got sacked, and we got knocked out of field goal range, which could have really hurt our chances to win that game. Instead of getting a field goal, we had to punt because he just couldn't throw it out of bounds on a third down. The other thing I want to talk about pertaining to Josh Allen was the fucking injury, all right? The injury scare. Now, at first, when it first happened, we were all too focused on the play that he made to throw that to Diggs. That was ridiculous. I can't even, fathom throwing that ball like that. That was stupid, 1. 2, nobody really seemed to mention at first the motherfucker Arden Key that dove at Allen's head, who pretty much put pressure on his shoulder as he was getting tackled. This motherfucker left his feet, did a straight dive at him, a straight airplane dive, right at his fucking head. Did anybody not fucking, it felt like nobody saw that as soon as the play happened. I was sitting there next to my dad thinking, did you just see that shit? And we're rewinding the fucking game, and that dude just he literally just tried to destroy Josh Allen's head. Bills Mafia definitely had to take a deep breath when they saw that shit, because that was that could have been our season right there. Now, how about the Bills receivers? Like I said, everybody getting involved. We had 5 receivers, 5 players getting multiple receptions on the game. Diggs go for 6 receptions, 115 yards. We had a Gabe Davis touchdown, a Cole Beasley touchdown. John Brown was getting a bunch of receptions, and he was getting involved in the passing game a lot as well. Devin Singletary, we saw a lot in the air. We saw a lot of guys in this game, and we've been seeing that throughout every single game. Josh Allen is getting the ball to everybody. We are utilizing all of our playmakers, and the defense just doesn't know who to really focus on anymore, because all of our playmakers are fucking dangerous. Now, Diggs had 100 yards receiving. He didn't have a touchdown, but he also had 6 receptions. But how about that fucking catch? He mossed Jeff Heath into the next fucking dimension. Josh Allen, to even trust a receiver like that, he didn't even really burn the guy. He just threw it up to him. It was literally Madden. Josh Allen's playing fucking Madden with Stephon Diggs. He just threw it up, held the Y button, held aggressive catch, and Stephon Diggs is mossing guys. So the next 2 points I kind of want to intermingle with each other. Singletary had the ball on the ground 18 times this game for 55 yards and a touchdown. He also had the ball for 5 receptions and 21 yards through the air. This is great to see. I understand that Moss is out, but Daboll, even though Singletary is the only backfield really back there right now because of Moss being out, he's using Singletary a lot more on the ground just in general. I'm very glad to see 18 carries for your second best playmaker outside of Josh Allen. That is what I like to see, and I really think Singletary needs to be getting the ball a lot in our football games for us to win. He is honestly a very slick, elusive, powerful guy. He's not the fastest running back, but he always will make the first guy miss. I've been saying this in a couple videos now. He's always making first guys miss. Another strong game playing calling. I'm so glad you were able to get Singletary more involved. I really hope you're able to keep that going. We didn't really see Allen running the ball that much, and I really feel like that was because of that injury scare, which is fine with me. I'm Daboll. I'm glad you have a brain big enough to comprehend that you see Josh Allen getting hit like that, potential injury scare, you're just going to have him throw the ball and have Singletary do all the running. So Daboll, hats off to you again. Another great game call. Okay, so now for the defense. To start off, the defense really did not have the best first half. Let's be honest. We gave up three field goals and a touchdown at the end of half, or 2 field goals and a touchdown at the end of half, I think it was, because they had 13 points going into half, field goals and a touchdown near the end of the first half. They really didn't have a hot first half. And you know what? What are you going to do? We obviously aren't seeing the same defense as we have seen in a couple of years now, but I will trade a top 5 offense for a top 5 defense, in my opinion. I think that having this top 5 offense instead of the top 5 defense is going to be the exchange we need to win games. And as long as the defense plays the way they did in the second half, we really don't need anything else from our defense. They played outstanding in the second half. So yeah, just kind of intermingle other points with this. Bill's Twitter was kind of freaking out in the first half. Like, we haven't forced a punt in 3 games, blah, blah, blah. Bill's defense isn't what it used to be. Bill's defense trash, blah, blah, all this bullshit. I'm just sitting there like, you guys are fucking ridiculous, man. They're fine. They're really playing fine. Even though the Raiders drove down the field and scored a couple field goals, we kept them out of the end zone every single time, besides for that last drive because of fucking AJ Klein. But that's beside the point. The defense still was holding them out of the end zone, and that's what you need. And as long as your offense is scoring touchdowns, the team's offense isn't scoring touchdowns because your defense is holding them to 3, what more can you fucking ask for? I understand they haven't been forcing punts. They really haven't been forcing too many turnovers either, but they're still keeping the offense in the game enough. Like, what more do you want from them? I think the Bills Mafia is just so spoiled by that top 5 defense mentality that anything less is just not good. But we really did play well, especially come the second half. I think all of those haters, all of those complainers, Bills Mafia, whatever, they started to really realize they were wrong, in my opinion. In the second half, the Bills forced what I thought was 2 fumbles. Derek Carr apparently had his forward motion stopped or whatever. We recovered that one. That didn't go our way. And then we had the other fumble. Josh Norman forced a fumble. He even recovered his own fumble. So a big impact from him. I'll touch on that in a second. So just the defense really turned it around in the second half. We also I think we only gave up. No, we gave up a touchdown near the end of the game. That was garbage time, though. We only gave up a field goal at the beginning of the third quarter. So another just great all-around second half by the defense. We also stopped Josh Jacobs on a 4th-and-1 run, which was actually another very pivotal point in the game. So the defense really stepped up in the second half. So anybody saying defense is trash, defense this, defense that, they really came through for us in this game. Leslie Frazier being on the hot seat, that was another thing I was seeing from people on Twitter, the Bills Twitter, if you will, saying, Leslie Frazier on the hot seat because of our defense not playing so well. It's like, shut up, man. It's really not. Like, we're not playing that bad on defense. We're really not. We're not giving up 50 points like the Falcons are. People are just so over the top, man. Leslie Frazier's defense is fine. Our players, in my opinion, I think our players' production, the way our players specifically are playing, is the reason we're having a slow decline. I don't think it's because of the play calling. I think that's just me, though. But either way, regardless of that, the defense is still playing more than good enough to win us games, as we have seen over the past 4 fucking weeks. So how about Josh Norman? Like I said, he had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery, all in the same play. He did it all himself. A very pivotal play in that game. And I mean, other than that, we really did not see many opportunities for Josh Norman where he was getting cooked or burnt on routes or he was getting beat or anything. I thought he played a very good-ass game. For him to step in like that, not playing for a bit now, this was his Bills debut, he stepped in and became the number 2 corner in that game that we really need him to be, especially with Levi. I think Levi Wallace also got hurt. So him stepping in right at the right time, it was very good for us. So I think he can be that second corner we're hoping him to be this year. Matt Milano, he had injury concerns a couple weeks back. Now he's popping up on the injury report again. He has a pec injury, I believe it is. And without him, we had to see AJ Klein come in, who was not, I would say he was too ready to play football. He kind of got torched a little bit. I think he only saw like 7 or 8 snaps, something along those lines. I think he got beat on the Jason Witten touchdown that they scored at the end of the first half. He really did not have a hot stretch of time there before Tyler Dotson came in. But other than that, I think Tyler Dotson will be able to replace Matt Milano well enough. He'll be able to get taken under Tremaine Evans' wing and really start to learn under the defense that we play. So I think that's really, Matt Milano is obviously a humongous part of our defense, but I think Tyler Dotson getting that playing time is kind of a blessing in disguise for the defense. I know what you guys think of the game. I think overall, another great game. Going to next week, if we should even play the Titans, That's a whole nother story. I think that should be a game. Another game where we really should win. There's not many games on the schedule where I think the way we're playing right now, we should really lose. There's no games where I'm thinking we're the underdog. So another game, if we play all this COVID shit, is another game we should win. The Titans, the team we should be able to take down as long as we can stop Derrick Henry. But who's to say if we even play the game? Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see y'all later next week. Peace.